Darlings, welcome back to Beauty Happy Hour, where I call on some of my most inspirational friends to share some of their happiness, wisdom, and magic with you. And tonight I have two incredible, inspirational, marvelous people that I can't wait to introduce to you. You probably already know them. Fabulous Idris and Sabrina. Welcome to Beauty Happy Hour, guys. It's so yes, I really want Sabrina and Idris to come on. Yeah, I love you guys. You're amazing. It's so great to have you here, honestly, on this show. You are probably...
Thanks for having us.
But yeah, I mean, there's so much about when, obviously when we became friends, obviously I've obviously always admired Idris, world's sexiest man. And so according to me and everyone, you still are the world's sexiest man and probably will be forever. I'm like, my God, there's everyone that just fancy you and just think you're the sexiest man in the world. I'm like, what the hell? Like being married to the sexiest man in the world.
It's pretty awesome, and it happened the year that we had the wedding, so I'm not complaining. but he was sexy from the day I met him.
Absolutely, you lucked out. I tell you.
Did.
I've broken into a sweat. I need one of your like.
It's only because you know how lucky you are.
Concealer things or something.
Give you some airbrush powder, darling. I know, but no, but there's so much. Obviously we kind of, we met Idris. I met you way back with Dominic West in the Wire days when that was, amazing. I mean, everyone, again, men and women around the world. That was an amazing program. I mean, we've got a lot. I want to kind of go into all of that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, so this, you're kind of like, you're like a polymath, right? You're like sort of this sort of Renaissance man that has so many strings to his bow, from music to all the arts and, your charity work. And so I was like, you inspire me in so many different ways, and you too, Sabrina, and you're getting together as a couple and doing all these amazing things. So thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing this with the world, because, you are an inspiration to me and to many. And I think when I got to know you guys and all these different things that you do, it's really super inspiring. So yes, thank you.
Thank you. That's a nice thing to say. What a start. That's very
true. You're very, very true. Never a truer word said. And you're both hot. So I mean, like, and you're super fun. Like, well, I'm so
really hot. Like,
my friends.
It's the Tilbury Foundation, the airbrush.
So I mean, I know. So, but darlings, tell me. So like the world, obviously we're in a kind of, we're in a sort of, you're super inspiring. I think you love, knowing you kind of, and having got to know you over time, it's like you're super positive people. You kind of, and I think, it's challenging times out there. We've been in lockdown, right? So how have you kind of, how are you kind of coping with that and the world, and sort of, I think we just have to stay as positive as we possibly can, right? To kind of, and do what we can to inspire people and help people. But, I was going to ask you guys how
I was going to say just that. You have to stay positive right now, just for your own mental wellness with everything that's going on. And I heard Ava DuVernay, who's someone I look up to so much, and she said in an interview that she doesn't want to call this a crazy year. She doesn't want to call it, a bad year. She wants to call it an important year because of everything that's happened and how we've all educated ourselves. And I thought there was so much truth in that you have to be positive and look at this as a time where we'll always remember, and what have we learned from it, and how has it contributed to our self-growth.
I think you have to be positive. You have to look forward. Every day is your birthday from this point on. Every day.
Right? You've got to make, that's life. You just got to do that. My whole motto is dare to dream it, dare to believe it, and dare to do it. And we've got to hold on to those dreams, because so many people give up, right? They had a dream, or they kind of give up on that dream. And, and life is challenging, right? And all we can do is show up and be the best that we can be every day, be as a person, do good in the world as much as we can. There's always negativity, there's always challenge, and just give back as much as we can. And I think you two, I see you give back all the time. And it's like, and it's so inspiring, even the work you're doing with the UN, the work you're doing with the Prince's Trust. I mean, let's talk about the work you're doing with the UN, because it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so we, we're both of us coming from African parents, and, you and I both know, Charlotte, the world's perspective on Africa has always for decades been, sort of like famine and flies.
Yeah.
And, that continent is one that has so much to discover and so much to give the world. And what we're realizing is that, quite honestly, it is probably the biggest and fastest economy in the world at the moment. But
the opportunity is huge.
it is, it's really huge. Yeah. But that said, you know, there is still people that suffer from hunger, basic eating food. And, you know, we teamed up with the UN IFAD, who, you know, focus on agriculture and giving people the fishing rod and catching their own fish. And you know, that's a big part of our philosophy. You know, if you know anything about me, you know, if you just give me the manual, I'll figure it out. You know, I'm not asking you to buy it for me. I'll just figure out how to do it and I'll do it. And that's just a big philosophy for me. And so we really resonated with the IFAD campaign and trying to get farmers to be able to feed themselves, to make economies for themselves, make markets for themselves, and not for just themselves, but their future generations. And so that's what we've been doing. And we've been
really infrastructure, but that they, yeah.
And then that should be in tandem with what else is happening in Africa. So, you know, business is booming. You've got innovation in Africa. You've got oil. You've got all the trappings of sort of capitalism.
Yeah.
At the same time,
basic needs are
really needed there, you know. And we found that, you know, the statistics during COVID are so dreadful. It's like most people, you know, at some stage will, you know, get through this COVID scenario in one form or another. In the rural areas around the world, the effects will go on for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's hard to think, isn't it? It's because we stand outside Sainsbury's or Marks and Sparks, do a line, and we get our food done.
Yeah, I know.
No, these farmers in these rural places, they don't have that option.
No, so. And I mean, we've seen it in the past, even with Ebola. More people actually suffered from the economic fallout of that disease than the actual disease itself. And we hear family members back home saying, like, you know, people are worried about dying of hunger.
Not Ebola.
They're not concerned about COVID right now either. They're like, we need to eat. Yeah.
Water. I mean, it's like just the most basic things that we take for granted. You can't believe that in today's world it still goes on. But it is amazing that you're doing that work. And, well, you know, whatever we can, you know, I love supporting charities and doing whatever we possibly can do. But it's amazing. And I commend you both doing that. It's so great. We need more people in the world like Idris and Sabrina.
Charlotte, you know, you doing it, you doing these talks and bringing people on to talk about what they're doing. You know, there's someone listening that's going, you know what, I'm going to do something. And that's just a cog in the wheel, you know. Yes. But we need that. So good for you to
and I think even for me personally, I mean, just the outpouring of love and support we received the past couple months, because, you know, and we felt, and we were fine, luckily, but it just made me feel, oh, I just want to give that back right now, and, you know, and shift that focus, because there are so many people who still need help. And I hope at the end of this all that people realize the importance of working together and how much we can get done if we work together, and just reaching out to your friends, checking in on people. And it's so strange that we're all separated right now, but really we're more together in a way than we've ever been.
And that's so busy, right? Sometimes we're just like this crazy life where we're just so busy, and suddenly it's like, mind you, I think I've had a busier lockdown. kind of like I haven't travelled, but you know.
Yeah, because you're in that office.
I know, I'm in the office working. I'm like, are you here? I'm like, not here. No, but yeah. Anyway, but you guys, honestly, that work that you're doing with the UN's amazing. And also, Idris, I was fascinated to hear your story. And I love you to tell everyone, talk about the Prince's Trust and how much. I'm a huge fan of Prince Charles, and the Prince Charles, I love him. But the work that they do is amazing, and I know that you got an opportunity through working with.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, when I was 18, 17, you know, quite remarkably, I got, you know, one of maybe 2 opportunities in the whole of East London to audition for the Prince's Trust to get a check. To help me get into a sort of the National Youth Music Theatre So the National Theatre have a youth program, and I went and I auditioned for the National Youth Music Theatre. It was incredible. It was an incredible program. And me and a good friend of mine, we both auditioned for Prince's Trust, and I got 1,500 quid, and that without a doubt changed my life, you know, changed the course of my life. And so I've been, you know, and I've had the chance to speak to Prince Charles about it a few times, about how that really, you know, steered me into, you know, a better life, if you like. And like, he and I would really sort of laugh about how, you know, that moment, that tiny moment, tiny for him, but massive for me.
Life-changing.
And here we are doing it again. I'm helping him give those opportunities for others, you know? So yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
It's amazing. It is so amazing to be able to kind of give that. You had that opportunity. It was life-changing for you. It changed your life. And here you are, one of the world's sexiest men and just super talented. You know.
Listen, I'm just looking rough as hell right now. You keep
you're not. That's the thing.
What?
It oozes out of every pore. I mean, it's like
that's called sweat, baby. Sweat.
No lies.
Sweat.
Oh my God. But no, it is amazing. I mean, that's what we want to do with our brand, is like, you know, literally, how do we help, you know, people in underprivileged situations? How do you give them opportunities? Well, obviously, we've donated to all the Black Lives Matter charities, and I have personally, my company has, and we've given money to Women for Women, different charities. Charity's have always been a big part of this brand from the beginning. The first, you know, we gave money right from the beginning. But like, how do you give back? Really kind of like help sort of make a shift in the world. And it's really sort of by giving people opportunities. And we're going to kind of create this whole apprenticeship scheme and taking sort of, you know, underprivileged kids in and saying, what do you want to be in? Finance, PR, you know, marketing, and help them straight from school and give them those opportunities. And that's what we do. We can just keep on, you know.
Good for you. You know, sometimes money helps, but sometimes it isn't money. You know, it really isn't money. You know, sometimes it is, as you say, opportunity. And I'll even go one step further and say, if you offer someone a vision that they don't see of themselves, you are giving them a gift. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like you, Charlotte, right? You're an incredible artist, and you beautify people who don't have confidence sometimes, and they look in the mirror after seeing your work, and you're going, wow, that's how I look, and you're going, yeah, baby, that confidence is way more value than money, you know?
Totally, that makeup magic. You're absolutely right, Idris. That's why I love my job so much, is that you're able to give. So many times I had so many people sat in their chair and they've just been like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I don't look great. And then, because we all have those days, right? And then suddenly you put the makeup on them, you know, you might do the facial, whatever it is that you need, a bowl of ice, whatever it has to be and then suddenly the makeup magic goes on and they look in the mirror and they're like, I've literally seen whole people's energy, auras, everything change. It's like, oh, there she is. And suddenly they're like, they sit up bigger, their eyes, they feel great, they're looking, you know, and it just, because if you look good, you feel good, right? It is a real kind of knock-on effect. And I always say, you change one woman, you can change a community, and you change a world, or change one man, whatever it is. So it gives you that magic, and it really is.
And that goes on, that knocks on, and they, you know, the people around them see the confidence and go, oh, you're looking all right, and that makes them feel better. And
the happiness. I always tell I'm selling, I mean, what we're selling is happiness in a tube, right? That's what I always think it is. It's like, lipstick is happiness in the tube, you know. And so it kind of, if we can give, we need a bit more happiness in the world. Come on, we've got to, you know, like, that's why we've got to be as positive as we can and help people. And that's why I admire you too, because you do a lot of that. You spread a lot of happiness, a lot of fun, not only with your music, Idris, because not everyone realizes what an amazing DJ you are, which I can vouch for that. I mean, like, you are
I get by.
You are honestly, I'm like, the world needs to know, darling, anyone watching this program, he is amazing. One of the best nights I had last summer in Ibiza, which has some of the biggest nightclubs in the world. It is a pretty legendary place with some of the biggest DJs in the world. And then it just was there, and you smashed it at high. It was, honestly, I danced all night till dawn, and it was like, and you were just, it was incredible. And the mix, the way that you kind of, you went old school, but you went new, it was like, you just took us on this journey. And I mean, we're in the VIP, they had to tell us to calm down because we were just dancing too much. And I was like sweating dancing because we were just too like, oh my God, he's killing it. It's amazing.
I just want to say, Charlotte, when you say you dance all night, you really dance all night.
Joking.
Like, I want everyone watching this to know, like, when you were at our wedding, you were the last woman dancing.
I was like, please don't give up. This is amazing. I know.
You're a raver. Like
I am a raver. I feel like I'm pulled up on the dance floor. I mean, music. We talk about changing frequency and energy and happiness and transporting you into another place in the way that kind of, we were talking about the makeup magic, but the music magic. That's what it does. It's just like memories, the way it goes in. So I was always fascinated by that part of the brain, the amygdala, which controls the emotions. And it's like scent, like our senses, like, kind of when you have perfume, it can like throw you back into a memory, but music does the same. You can go back and remember when you're in love with someone or a time or a party or that moment of just adrenaline and fun, of just a high, and it just takes you there. So it is a magic that you have, and you are brilliant at doing.
Thank you.
It's an art.
I love music. Music has like ended up being a language for me that, like as an actor, you sort of live by the confines of someone else's imagination, someone else's storytelling, someone, says he does this, he does that. But when you DJ or you make music, whatever comes out of your amygdala ends up on, in the mix or in the record. And I've just found it to be massively like therapeutic for me, massively.
Well, it's funny, it's a therapy. I have to tell you, being a dancer, dancing to you, I just got to tell you, is a total therapy.
Can I tell you something? Yeah. So guess who is learning the cello?
Who?
Wait, what?
Sabrina? Are you really?
I used to play violin when I was younger, and I bought this cello, and then I was like, okay, this isn't really the same thing, but I'll eventually get the hang of it. And Idris was so sweet for my birthday, so thoughtful, got me some cello lessons. So I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna learn. I know, it's just like
nonstop. Amazing. The cello, I think it's so old-fashioned and gorgeous. I love it. We'll be like on sax, and they'll be like, and then the cello coming in.
I think it's just going to put it on some house track.
No, Winston, my son, he's 6. For his 5th birthday, I bought him a piano, which he never touches. No, I tell a lie. He loves it. But what the plan is that we're all going to play music as a family.
I love a band.
I learned to play the guitar a little bit more in lockdown. I really learned, I was on it every day. So we're hoping that Winston's going to be on the old keys, Rita's on the cello, we'll be going at it.
We'll have to send you a demo tape.
It might be rough the first couple of times, but then better.
You'll play it in all the stores, right?
Yeah, exactly, yes. Because you're always are you in your studio a lot? Do you mix it? Because Boasty, right, that track, you helped create that track, right, Boasty?
Yeah.
Is he in his studio a lot? Yes. Yes, all the time.
Is that your favourite place to be? It's like,
yeah.
Yes,
is that your happy place?
It is my happy place. The studio is my happy place. And yeah, man, I love being in the studio. Like I said, it's just therapy for me,
Do you think, because did you tell me that you wanted to be a DJ before you were an actor? Was music your first love, and then acting became a kind of a second?
Yeah, I was a DJ like when I met my drama teacher that I fell in love with, that got me into drama. I was a DJ, and I was a wedding DJ with my uncle, but I was a DJ. And then I wanted to be on the radio. I wanted to be like Chris Tarrant or one of those guys. And then I got into acting. The
big screen was calling, darling. They were like, "Well, sex is fine, not the radio. We're on that screen." We can't just hear. But Boasty, that was such an amazing track because my niece and I, Sophia and I, were like dancing. We were like, Posty. And we were like, oh my God, we love this track. Where is this come from? And then it just blew up and became huge. So yeah,
man, she's a rather
We love
another
her.
raver. How's she doing?
Yeah, she's very good. She sends you lots of love. Dying to see you. Dying to see you.
Oh
So
man, send her love back. Send her love.
She's also a big fan behind the deck. She was literally like, and she would go. That track afterwards was just like all Sophia would play would like be boasting.
He's got another one coming.
Brainwashed us that night.
He's got another big tune coming. I can't wait for it.
Have you? When's it coming out? When are we gonna have?
I don't know. Some point in the summer. Everything's changed now. Who knows?
So when are we gonna get you? Are you gonna be able to? Where is there anywhere left on your bucket list that you'd love to DJ? I mean, I know you teach at the Royal Wedding, you've done Ibiza, you've done some of the biggest clubs in the world. I mean, having listened to some of the biggest DJs in the world, you're right up there for me. And so is there anywhere that you'd left?
Look, listen,
I could guess.
Any gig, I don't know, like
I could guess.
Where?
Space or something crazy like that. I could see you do a gig.
No.
What's next? What's bigger than Coachella that you've done? And you know?
I know. Listen, I'm just thankful for the next gig, and the next gig could be, and it probably will be in a car park at a drive-through rave.
That's true.
Or like car park space.
Yeah.
DJ.
Space, exactly. You and Elon Musk and
right?
Man like Elon.
Okay, what else did I want to ask you? So, if Ibiza, I mean, maybe the clubs are closed, right? So you won't be there this summer.
No.
I'm gonna be in mourning. I can't cope. I'm like, what am I gonna do? That was like
Ibiza's open, and I think it's pretty chilled. People are just chilling.
They're just chilling. I'll having my own party.
I'm sorry for now.
Yeah.
And I don't think they should be right now. I think it's still early for.
Yeah, it's early days with the whole kind of exactly. I think with COVID, it is. I think we're all still over the summer probably going to be having our own little bubbles, and kind of having to live and this horrible pandemic to just go away. So your wedding, can we discuss your wedding? Which I have here. Look, the Vogue cover with our makeup. Full. I mean, it's so fabulous. Look at you two, gorgeous. Marrakesh. I mean, that was so special. I mean,
I just like, I've said this to you so many times, but I was so nervous sitting in that chair about to get ready, and you just got right in between my lap. You just came in real close, and you were just like, you're good, you're okay, you were going to be beautiful, don't worry. And it was just the most calming experience. So it was like, I think it was an hour we did or something like that. It was just literally the most calming thing. And then I went out feeling like, I'm that girl.
Yes, you are.
But I cannot tell you how I'm so eternally thankful to you for that, because it was just like everything is fast. And then you were just like, just sit down, relax, let's have a conversation.
Yeah, we're like,
it was so nice.
No, it was a special time. And shout out to Edward as well, man. Like, Edward, putting us on the cover of Vogue was like, really?
You're going to put an African couple on Vogue?
I
couldn't get my head about it. I mean, I've been on a couple of covers, but I never ever thought that I would be on British Vogue period. You know what I mean? I'm just not that guy. I'm too rough and rugged. I was like, never me on Vogue. But Sabrina turned that round real quick.
It was a huge success. I mean, it was sold out, and was just, everyone went crazy for it. It was amazing. Are you the first Black couple to ever be on the cover of Vogue?
Yeah.
I think, right? It was revolutionary and game changing. Go Edward Enningful.
Right?
He is amazing. Edward. He's amazing. Change maker. He's a total change maker.
He's a real change maker. He's a guy that, he's a vision, isn't it? He's a visionary. So there he is, changing the narrative with his vision. That's great.
Yeah, he is. And he's an old friend of mine. I mean, we've been working together since right back in the days at ID. I mean, I've known him for hanging around Portobello for 25 years or something. I've known Edward. I mean, it's a long time, but he's just watching him with so much admiration, and he's been given every award. What does he have? An OBE, and then he has a Légion d'honneur. I mean, he's been awarded for how much change he's made. He's a trailblazer, you know, in that way. And also he's a wonderful person and really good fun. I mean, you know, we adore him. So go Edward, it's amazing. He's a trailblazer, another one of our great friends.
Can I ask you a question about back in the day, real quick?
Yes.
So back in the day, I wanted to be a model, right? I thought I had the chops, right? And I never.
Totally
I tried to get into all these agencies. They were like, no way, right? But there's one agency called So Damn Tough. Do you remember it?
Yes, So Damn Tough, yes.
Right? Yeah. That one agency. And I was
really called So Damn Tough.
So Damn Tough. And they had the first, you know, really dark-skinned man and, you know, like muscles and that. And they never took me on, but they put me on a job one time, and I swear I met everyone, including you.
Really?
At this, it was a fashion show, and I swear, you know, it was like I felt, because I was out of my depth, you know, but they gave me the job to walk because I looked part. I can't remember who the designer was, but he wanted, you know, my type or whatever. Yeah. And I got an insight into the whole world. And you know, I remember, I don't remember you particularly, but I remember the whole environment. I spoke to Edward about it, you know, and he would tell me about, you know, So Damn Tough and Models One and all that.
Yeah, I remember So Damn Tough.
Yeah.
But that is so funny. That huge mistake the world did. Anyway, but you know what? You got there through the big screen so much better in the end. And then they put you on the cover of Vogue. You're like, listen, whatever, So Damn Tough.
Listen. I don't know what it was, man. I had a couple of friends that were models, and it just looked like the wickedest lifestyle. They were just flying around the world, parties everywhere. Yeah. And I was a struggling actor at the time, so I'll try a bit of that.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't get nowhere. and then Edward and I, both Ghanaian roots, you know, bonded immediately. Yeah.
Right, where are we? More. Okay, what else I want to ask you? Okay,
we're pretty good at this.
Right?
You're pretty good at this, Charlotte.
We're gonna have like the Charlotte show.
Like, wow, you're like, you know, you're funny. You're like on it.
Right?
You should do you want me to produce? I'll get you on the box. Let's go. Let's make this big.
You're on.
Charlotte Tilbury. Let's go.
Let's go. Forget the makeup. It's all about the chat show.
Chat show, man.
I want to know what made you want to do the beauty hour, because this is so
you know, it was like we were in lockdown, and I was like missing my friends and wanting and I thought, do you know what? There's so many people that inspire me, and it's my intimate relationships, because it's very intimate, kind of, you know, like you were saying, I straddle people actually, kind of when I do their makeup, and it's almost like it's as close as maybe your partner will ever get to you, you know, and it's a very intimate job. And so you form very strong bonds with people very quickly. And I'm very lucky and privileged to work with a lot of people in the world that are really inspiring and really amazing, and they change makers and they do incredible things. So I was like, actually, wouldn't this be wonderful to actually see a little bit of what I loved about Zoom or Instagram or just these kind of platforms, is that you could have these very intimate chats with people about what they've done and how they inspire people, and you know, and be able to share that with the world. So it was like, and let's just spread a bit of happiness and a bit of joy and a bit of fun and a bit of laughter. And so that's really kind of how it started. We started with Dame Joan Collins, and then we kind of, you know, Sofia Vergara.
You've gone downhill ever since.
No, listen.
Yes.
No.
You know what? I got it. It should be called Straddle. All right. Straddle, the beauty hour.
Straddle the beauty.
Straddle, featuring Charlotte Tilbury and all her friends. Amazing show. I'd watch that.
Yeah, exactly. Straddle. Yeah, that's it. I love it. Oh my God. I know, I'm terrible. I do. I kind of get right in there and take over. But your wedding, so we're straddling you at your wedding. Mm-hmm. And just, you look so beautiful, and the dresses, and obviously Idris, and the, you know, the place, Morocco, and the dancing and your music. I mean, it was a fairy tale. It was one of the most beautiful weddings. I mean, I didn't want to leave, and I didn't.
And you didn't.
Everyone actually, you were supposed to leave. You were supposed to go home. And we were like, don't go. Why are you going? It's because you just like had so much fun the night before. And then I think you said to yourself, you're like, where am I going, right? And you stayed.
What am I doing? I'm coming back. I know you guys were like, you're crazy. Obbos were like, you're crazy. I was like, we felt like Thelma and Louise. We were going to the airport, and in Morocco, we were like, what are we doing? We're going back. We're not leaving that. That is like warms your soul, you know, like inspiring. We were just like, I felt like I was in Aladdin. Like, it was just like amazing. It was so beautiful.
It really did.
Lanterns in the trees. I was just like, oh my God, like snake charm. I was like, this is just, anyway, magical. But thank you for kind of, you know, when you look back in life and you think that was an amazing moment. That was a kind of, you know, a moment where you just, and I wasn't getting married, but I felt like literally, and you know, and all your friends were so amazing and so lovely and so warm, and just everyone's spirit. There was so much love in the room, so much joy, so beautiful, and it just, you know, kind of made you kind of that sort of, you know, that kind of frequency, goosebump kind of moment that we all felt. We were all kind of like buzzing off your love and buzzing off that feeling, and it was just an amazing thing to be part of. So thank you. I'll always remember that.
My guy.
So I mean, we were all buzzing off it so much that Christian Louboutin, I mean, his dancing, and I mean, it was just wild.
Christian's dancing might be better than yours, because he went off. He went off, and we love him so much, and he has this energy like you do about, like, let's have fun, let's have a good time.
Like when we try to get people not to video it and try and be, you know, sort of like private as much as we could, but then I think that the Monday after the wedding, the only video that really surfaced was Christian dancing, trading dance moves with Davido, and him and Davido are showing each other their red heels. I'm like, really, God?
You're really like, what's going on? But this is great.
That's funny, man.
Oh God, it was so good. And Maya Jama looking amazing. I mean, anyway, it was amazing. It was so good. But thank you for letting me share that moment with you. You could only, but it was wonderful. It was magical. Right. Okay, Idris, your acting career. We can't not talk about your acting career, because I mean,
we can not talk about it. I'd like to talk about your boards that you've got behind it. Come on, who's on that board?
Well, you're going to be plastered all over it very soon.
I think Audrey Hepburn, yeah?
Audrey, Bridget Bardot. Oh my God, Kate Moss.
Moss, yes. And did you pick these for the makeup, the iconography of the people,
you know, some of them I've done, some of them work with me, some of them are inspiration, some of them are just great shots that I love, some of them my family, just, you know, a little bit of...
Let me ask you this, what do you think of Audrey? That picture of Audrey Hepburn is iconic, right?
It's so amazing. I mean,
one down there, is it that one there?
Wait, that's not Audrey.
That's not Audrey Hepburn?
No. Wait, the one under the
one.
No,
that's Twiggy.
No, lower. That one.
Yeah, that's not Audrey.
That one. No, that's not her. Who is that, actually? I can't remember.
It's a very uniconic photo of.
That is based.
Good old Grace. I love Grace Jones, right? I mean,
is she down there? We can't see her.
Get her up. Like, where's my...
We can see her in the other corner. But this is all just distracting from wanting to talk about.
Exactly. No, we're going to talk about your gorgeous career.
No. I'm practicing for live straddle live. I've got to throw curveballs. Not all your guests are going to do what you say.
I don't know your guests. I'm going to rebel. Wait. Okay, The Wire. We've got to talk about The Wire, because that's where I first met you, and everyone kind of fell in love with you. I don't know. I mean, Luther, right? I mean, if I literally, your name ever gets mentioned, people are like, oh my God, Luther, The Wire. And then my kids, who the other day, who met you for the first time, they're like, Hobson Shaw. Hobson Shaw. I was like, what the fuck?
In the door.
Walked through the door. Like, you are blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh my God. Anyway. I since had a peek at what Hobson Shaw is, and now I'm with it. I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm a fan too. Yeah, pretty amazing. What else do you have coming up?
Well, Idris's latest film just got into TIFF. And we just celebrated the other night. I feel like that's so exciting, and I can't wait for everyone to see this movie. It's so beautifully made, and you're brilliant in it, and it's amazing.
So TIFF is the Toronto Film Festival, and it's a big deal for this film because it's a tiny little film about urban cowboys in Philadelphia, There's a community of cowboys that live right in the center. They're facing the communities are facing gentrification right now, and it's a teacup story about that family of people. And I play a father who's estranged from his son, and he meets his son, and his son's a bit of a bad boy, and his son does not want to be a cowboy.
Yeah.
And
who's played by Caleb.
Caleb from
Stranger Things. He's so good.
He's great.
Yeah.
So that's.
Did you direct that film or produce, or did you star?
Produced that film, didn't direct it. Ricky Straub, who's an incredible Ricky Straub. Remember that name? He's like
the nicest human.
The nicest guy. He's going to be an incredible director. He directed it, and my company Green Door, we produced it with others. Yeah.
But that's amazing. So you've got the production company, the DJ, the actor, the clothing line. Haven't you got the clothing line 2-hour sets?
So yeah, I mean, it's merchandise. I'm dabbling into clothing a little bit.
I bought some, by the way. I bought some 2-hour sets. I did.
You can have some, man.
Like love, and then on the back, it's great. I was like, okay, we need to get more of that. It's brilliant. It's a 2-hour set.
Yeah, we're expanding in that space a little bit. And Sabrina is doing some fashion. I nearly told you the other night when I saw you, but we forgot. It's a massive secret, but it's big. Big.
We can't talk about that.
We can't.
I'm very excited. Everything you do, and then Sable, coupledom. Let's talk about that.
Yes. Sable is just like the brainchild of me and Idris sitting and being like, where do we go to get information about this? Or Idris being like, I need to get Sabrina a gift, and I don't have an appropriate outlet to get inspiration. And we thought, there really is no place for couples or couplings of people, like familial or partnerships or business partners, to like go and get inspiration, be able to voice their opinion, a safe community. And we thought, okay, we need to create that. And we're starting it like super, like, low profile. We just want to see what happens if you can create a space for people to talk. So we've been interviewing. It was supposed to be the start of our podcast, which we put on hold a little bit because of COVID. So we thought, okay, look, in the meantime, let's get on Instagram Live, because that looks like fun. Everyone else is doing it. Yeah. And talk to people who inspire us and couples. And couples have been submitting these gorgeous videos who we put on the Instagram. And then just really dissect what makes them work, what advice they might have for other people. And you can hear from business partners, you can hear from siblings, you can hear from romantic couples. And this week we've shifted the focus to talk a little bit more about what's going on. We really want to talk about the BLM movement, and we're speaking this Tuesday with a doctor who can talk to us about the health discrepancies in America that have to do with the systematic racism that's so embedded in it. But yeah, coupledom is Sable, and Sable is. Idris likes to say that he came up with it.
Sable's is, for those who don't know, but Sable's is the Elba's backwards, right? So I felt really proud about that. But the truth be told, though, like we looked at Goop and we looked at Jessica Alba. Yeah. Her company, Honest.
Yeah, I'm going to this lifestyle brand. You're checking out that.
And they're essentially an aggregator, for really good content that empower women, empower men sometimes. But there's nothing out there that empower couples and partnerships. And so that's what we're heading towards, At the very base, we're a community. We give people a chance to tell their good luck stories, their tough stories, how they got through the junctions. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we want to be the biggest supermarket for where Charlotte, where you're going to buy something for George, and, I know where to go. I'll go to Sable.
I want that. Trust me, if I literally trying to find something for my husband is almost impossible. I'm like, I told you last time I was like, okay, it's our wedding anniversary, I'm going to get him a tuck box. I was like, it's difficult buying presents for men. What do you buy?
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to
People
help
buy it for my
out.
wife. I don't know what
Oh,
my
you
wife
just
wants.
killed my birthday. It
but I
was the
don't-
best birthday
don't know
ever.
what
So
to
you're
do.
you're actually really good at this.
But no, but the truth is, you know, if I knew there was a site that would be like, okay,
Yes.
come here, and you know, whatever your budget point, whatever your inspiration,
Yeah.
there's a community of other men who go, oh man, she's gonna love this.
Yeah.
Buy her that,
yeah.
or go here. She'll love this restaurant if she's that type of. And that we're trying to funnel that, you know, into
and
a package.
we also talk about self-love quite a bit, because really at the core of it, we believe that you have to love yourself and be happy with yourself to be able to have the best relationships you can have with other people, be it friends, coworkers, whatever. So we want it to feel like a place you can come and take care of your brain, mind, body, with products and with inspiration, and maybe even talks
And
like this.
then spend some money too. Just joking.
Yeah. On the way. Trust me.
But not joking. We do want to create a marketplace, because we think that there's a space right now for couples to go somewhere and it is gender neutral.
But also,
it's not so marketed for the girl. It's not so marketed for the guy. It's not like everything's separate. It's like, hey, look, this is a marketplace for both of us. The guy's not going to go sit on the couch while his wife is shopping, you know, and that's the dream. That's the goal.
But also, we want to, like, you know, like, there's businesses that are run by man and wife, you know, man and wife. And we want to attract those businesses because they're the ultimate coupledom, you know, when you can run your business with your wife, your spouse, your sibling. You know, if you're looking for a marketplace, we might be it. If the product works for us, but we want to be able to celebrate that fully, you know.
Yeah.
Completely. I mean, it is like the most hilarious thing. I mean, I don't know if you guys, but Magic Cream is one of those things where people are like in the bottle. It's like the men that started with the women using it, and then the men have got a big paw inside a pot. And like, how am I?
All my Magic Creams.
Like, and they're like using it. Are you doing that yet? Idris, press up. Press up.
Body lotion. You know the one with the gold lid? You will just scoop literally half of that.
Press up. Come on. You and every other man like in the world. That's like literally like they're all like whatever.
It's amazing. It's amazing for your feet as well, though. I'm just saying.
Trust me, it's amazing for all over your body. I use it all over my body. I'm terrible. It's like I know I should have, but I mean, I do own the company, so it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right for you today.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it is amazing. But darlings, okay, so Sable, amazing. But it means, well, there's another meaning to Sable, right? So it's elbows backwards, and it also, I can't remember.
It's actually also the color brown, and we just felt like that resonated us with like that. You know,
that's right. Sable is the color. It's beautiful, rich.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
it's a beautiful brown, which is, you know, we all resonate with brown. All of us resonate with brown.
And to be able to look at that word and see something so empowering, to look at that color and you know, and to think, oh, and all of the success in couples and this, and we love the idea of that, just empowering just black skin and brown skin and all the shades that it comes in. All of its glory.
All of it. Anyway, can we do more? We want Sable. Is there any other things you can tell us about Sable? Any other beauty thing, or is it that all just...
The rest is top secret. Hush, hush.
Okay, we're not saying a word.
Carla doing her Star Wars audition.
Sable Wellness is, you know, an area that we're just developing now, and Sable Wellness is really just speaks on that appreciation, self-love stuff, but you know, with an eye towards, you know, you are what you eat, you are what you how you work out, you are the company you
are what you think. You are what you eat, what you think, how you feel every day, which is why how you talk to yourself mentally, positivity, and what you look at and what you take in and everything, and how you feel good about yourself. It all totally plays a part. Completely.
So that's where we are. I mean, we're really, really, really young in the game, and you know, I'm coming to you for some business advice. In fact, you got to be on the board at some point. You know that.
I'm there for you, baby. Whenever you want me, it's like all there. I adore you too.
But it's so fun to watch it kind of just grow on its own organically. Like, we don't want to push ourselves onto it so much. We really want to just build a genuine community of like-minded people.
And I'm sure you will. I'm one of them. So you've got me, you've got my vote, and many more, definitely. With the, like, anyway, I love you. You're very inspiring to be around. So that I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about Sable. I think it's got a huge future, no doubt. Like the two of you. Okay, so last but not least, I think I've asked you all the questions I wanted to ask. I mean, you're amazing in so many different ways, and we talked about all these different strings to your bows and your speeches. You gave an amazing speech to the UN, Sabrina. That was right. That's an amazing speech. I was just like really impressed because not everyone knows that you were about to be a lawyer, and so you are a brilliant orator.
And I met this guy. I always knew that I wanted to give back. I mean, most people would say law is probably not the most reputable route for giving back, but yeah, at the time, you know, I'd done my LSAT, doing the law school thing, and then I just thought, I don't know if I want to do the whole 9 to 5. I really want to be my own boss. I want to be an entrepreneur. But then also I met the love of my life, and I was just in a place where I was like, let me just take a breather, think about what I really want to do. And as our relationship was growing, you know, I got into PR and all this stuff, and I was just like, I really just want to give back. I think at the core of it, when I look back at my life, I want to see the effect that that's had on the people around me. I want to see success by seeing it through people around me and who we can help. And Idris has been like the biggest champion in my life for that. And he's like, you can do it. You can do whatever you want. And so when the UN and IFAT said that they were going to announce us as Goodwill ambassadors, like it was literally felt like I manifested this moment. And I thought at one point that I had given up so much. And now I can say that, you know, I'm doing what I really want to do. And it's so fulfilling. It is so fulfilling to be able to think that, you know, whatever a platform is, or what, you know, whatever that means, just to be able to talk for somebody who doesn't have a voice, or to be able to visit rural communities like we did in Sierra Leone, to just see the impacts that, you know, climate change that we're just playing with over here really affects farmers in Africa who don't even contribute to these problems. And it's just, you know, you could just do your head in thinking about all the ways that we can give back. But I hope that everybody does take the time to think about whatever you're doing in your life. How are you going to, at the end of it, look back and feel like you've done something positive?
You definitely have. So much so that my earring fell off my ear. I was so excited by what you were saying. God, amazing!
That's so funny.
She was really impressive at the UN, and you know, that's not easy to do, you know.
No way. I know.
Oh my God, I was sweating. I was just sweating. I didn't know I'm a nervous sweater, and I got up there and I was like, oh my God, I was like, okay, now I know. Next speech.
Don't break the illusion.
No, you know, but it's so nice
thinking about sweaty armpits and stuff.
And earrings falling off.
You're cool, calm, relaxed. No, it is. It's always a bit nerve-wracking. You're kind of that, it's the pre-bit before you give a speech. But you know, I've never given a speech at the UN. Hopefully one day. But you know, goals, dreams. But you're doing it. You're doing it. And then, okay, I'm going to ask you just makeup. We've gone from the UN to then talking about makeup, but you know, it's spreading a little bit of happiness, and if we can do that. So, Sabrina, what are your must-have beauty products?
Right now, your bronzer. I don't know if anyone's tried your bronzer. And you are like just so generous. Thank you. Like I've bronzer for life. I'm good. But it's like I'm all about moisturization at the moment. So all of your products like the Magic Elixir and the Magic Cream and doing the serum and all that stuff. I just want as much hyaluronic acid in my face as possible. And you told me that the serum has like it's
4 times. Right? Yeah, it has like polyglutamic acid, so it's like 4 times more hyaluronic acid than the normal hyaluronic acid. So it's this amazing thing called polyglutamic acid, but it has golden vitamin C. So most vitamin C oxidizes, but we have this one I have this amazing chemist who then attaches it to gold. So we put niacinamide in it, which basically gets rid of pigmentation, and if you have acne and pores, it smooths everything out. So it's this incredible. I have to say, I'm a total perfectionist, kind of, you know, and I'm always looking for innovation, but working with this amazing chemist and coming up with that was just, when you give, it's like giving birth to babies, right? It's like when you guys do a film, music, or you create something, it's like when you kind of have these dreams of what you can create, and sometimes a formula you know, when you're creating skincare, can't always take the formula can only sometimes take so many ingredients. It doesn't have capacity. So to have something that works out hard and to be able to do it and have the innovation that it has and smooths out your cells.
That's amazing. I mean, has it got the nitrous oxide as well? Because like if you're driving along and your car breaks down, you can just pour some in the thing as well.
It'll be like, woo!
Different thing altogether.
Magic crystal elixir serum. It would just go.
I mean, you know, look, we're talking about, you know, couple dinners.
But you are all about hydration. That's like your thing. Like you'll always make sure Winston's super hydrated. And if I have an ashy elbow, he will call me out.
That's because I grew up, my mum put Vaseline on everything. You know what I mean? So, and I know Vaseline's probably not good for you, but you know what I mean?
Petroleum jelly. Exactly. About petroleum, exactly. At least it works. So definitely does. Right. Quick fire round for you guys. Who uses more magic cream? I think Idris is using it on his feet.
No, it has to be you because you scoop and I like dab.
Scoop and dab. I love it. Scoop and dab.
I don't scoop anything.
You scoop.
You're not telling.
I love sharing products.
This is what happens when the cameras get on. Cameras get on, Sabrina. It all gets exaggerated out of control.
Okay. I'm over there using like the tiny little face roller thing. And
the big pause. Okay, Arsenal or Chelsea?
Arsenal.
I know. Not in this house. I have to put. George is like Chelsea. Okay, tonight it's Arsenal.
Is he Chelsea?
He's Chelsea. Sorry, tonight it's an Arsenal. Right, you're like no. So it is. What would be your dream? Well, we said this. Your dream DJing venue. If maybe you're just your venue, where would you? What would your dream venue?
DJ. My dream venue would be a yacht, like big yacht, and then basically I'd come in with decks strapped to my chest on glider, and I'd glide onto the back of the yacht, DJ, and land in the middle of everyone. They're dancing. I'm just mixing, and I walk all the way to the front, and I clip off the parachute and just get into it, and everyone's like,
woo! I love that. Sounds pretty bad. We might have to make that happen somehow. We've got that. Is everyone listening, darling? We've got to make that happen. That would be epic.
It's in my dream. That's like incoming.
Here comes epic interest. Like, dude, incoming.
That's pretty funny. I'd love to see that, and I'd be so happy to be on that yacht.
No, I think everyone would be thrilled to see that. Be like, wow.
A little behind the booth, like,
hey. Big party.
Yeah, that would be a big. And Sabrina, which beauty product is your desert island must-have?
Okay, I've already talked about this. So then it's Bond Girl lipstick.
Bond Girl lipstick. That's what you had on your wedding day. Bond Girl and Walk of No Shame. You were like, yes.
Yeah. Love those two mixed and
those lipsticks.
But now I have that new Pillow Talk, so now I'm torn. I don't know. I'm just like all over the place.
I know all the lipsticks. You and Amal Clooney always on the. She had the same on her wedding day, so it's like you two.
Oh really? That's
no, yeah, it's just like both love that lipstick, darling. You're both Bond girls. What?
Hey. It's just sweating even more now.
Even more. Shout out to George Clooney in the building.
And then, what is your partner's guilty pleasure? Idris first.
Sugar. She has the biggest sugar addiction in the world. Like she can eat a whole bag of Haribo's,
it's true.
Jolly Ranchers non-stop. I even woke up the other morning and there was a bag of Reese's Pieces on the next to the bed. I was like, huh?
I don't know what it is. Like I'm not like I don't have any other vices really. Sugar is my thing. It's my jam. I was looking at you like, what are you gonna say? But he's right. Sugar is sugar.
You and George Ward. I mean, you and my husband is the same. He literally has a tub.
That's why he has
and it's the same. Jolly Ranchers and Reese's, and it's the same. And he just at night eats the.
I literally always have Jolly Rancher wrappers in my pocket, and I'm like, oh my god, like, this is embarrassing.
Always rustling about.
Rustling around, yeah, exactly. And Dolly, what about you? What's your guilty pleasure?
I don't know if I'm gonna say what I think is really your guilty pleasure. I tried to say it before and you denied it. So
what is it?
I tried to say it on that Vogue video and you was just not having it. You was like,
oh, okay. No, moving on.
Moving on.
So if not that, then your guilty pleasure is watching really weird YouTube videos. I think you just get lost on YouTube.
Really?
And you'd be like, I watched this video. I was like, yeah.
That's the political answer that she just did there.
Right.
I didn't want to say.
Moving on. Moving on.
I'm going to leave it alone.
And moving on. And we'll end with.
And
it's a pleasure for a reason.
Charlotte, loved it.
Lolly, love you guys so much. You're the best. And thank you for sharing a bit of your magic with me and everyone, because you are fun and inspiring and just sending so much love and happiness out there in the world, and you two are doing that. So thank you, and thank you for being you guys.
Thanks for having us, Charlotte. It's great. It's great.
We love you so much.
And I love you too.
And we'll literally be over soon because you're right around.
You've got to come over soon. Exactly. We're going to be in our bubble. Like we're one of the COVID bubbles. So yeah.
Love you so much.
Okay, love you so much. Sending you best. Bye guys. Thank you. All my love. Darlings, it's now time for my magical giveaway moment. At the end of every beauty happy hour, I give away £200 as a magical gift voucher to spend on charlottetilbury.com on magical makeup and science-powered skincare. You're going to love the treats, darlings. All you have to do is go to answer this question in the next 24 hours on charlottetilbury.com. The link is in my bio. Why is Sabrina and Idris Elba's company called Sable? You have 24 hours to enter, darlings, and I will announce the winners very, very soon.